Welcome to the 5th Hollywood Art and Movie Awards. Very happy to see you again. This is the 5th anniversary, so it's important. It's been 5 years already. We created the Hollywood Art and Movie Awards. We originally created this festival to act as a connection between the Paris Festival, the Paris Art and Movie Awards, and the Hollywood branch, the Hollywood Art and Movie Awards. So filmmakers in the US could easily connect to Paris, France, and filmmakers in France can easily connect to Los Angeles. It's worked out pretty well, and it's been 5 years already, and we've had a lot of filmmakers going in and out, back and forth, both ways, and we are very happy to provide opportunities to do that. We also have the UK Valley Film Festival that we created 3 years ago for the town of UK Valley in California. It's a different festival, it's a different setup. We work with the town, and we have a community there of people living in UK Valley who love filmmaking, who love movies, documentaries, short films. It's been a blast, it's been a joy. I said it recently to make this festival also. And these three events, the PAMA, the HAMA, and the UK Valley Film Festival, are a network, and they are here to provide opportunities to filmmakers one way or the other, and different scopes, shapes, perspectives, and it all acts as a network, and we are very happy to make it alive all year long. Like I said, 5 years of Paris Art and Movie Awards. It's been thousands of submissions. It's been hundreds of filmmakers selected and winning and participating in everything we do. This is digital this year, and this actually allows us to reach even more people watching the movies, because there's no time difference when you watch a movie online, so you can easily watch it when it's your downtime. So all the festivals we have actually reach more audience and more people watching the films, and we are very happy again to be able to provide that. And last thing before I welcome this morning filmmakers, we have been with the Hollywood Art and Movie Awards, we have been selected as one of the 100 best festivals on Film Freeway, the leading platform where you submit your films. And we are very happy and very proud about that, because being listed in the top 100, this is based on the reviews and the actual use of the filmmakers and the number of connections, people connecting to your festival page. So it really reflects the involvement, the engagement of the filmmakers with the festival. Thank you for that. Without further ado, it's my pleasure to welcome a producer and documentary filmmaker this morning, Ashley and Jason. Welcome to the HAMA. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Very happy to have the time to discuss with you, because you have an amazing documentary. I have plenty of questions about it. I loved it. But first of all, Ashley, can you tell us a little bit who you are, your background? You're the producer of the movie.
Yep, I'm the producer on the film. Jason and I had worked on a project together in Redding, California, actually. And he knew that I had a love for music festivals. And he's like, hey, I'm going to be doing this festival in Oklahoma. Would you like to come out and help me get this thing done? Originally, we were just going to do kind of some festival clips in a short film, and then it turned into what it did. But my background is I've lived in LA for 15 years. I'm actually from North Dakota. I came to Los Angeles to be an actress, which I've definitely dabbled in. I've done a lot of horror films. And recently I started my own production company called Afterglow Productions.
Okay, excellent. Love it. Jason, welcome to the Hollywood Art and Movie Awards. Do you mind telling us a little bit your filmmaking background, because you directed that documentary?
Yeah, so about 10 years ago, I went to film school here in Oklahoma City. And I was the only guy in film school that was like, I want to do documentaries. Everybody else wanted to do narratives. But
yeah, I wanted narratives.
I fell in love with them. I felt like they were a very good opportunity to help adjust the world into something that made more sense to tell stories, and ended up doing one right out of film school, and just fell even more in love with it. Ended up working on a lot of narratives as they rolled into town. Traveled a lot, ended up in California. That's where I met Ashley. And yeah, I've been a big fan of cinema my whole life, but it's the one thing in life that I don't completely suck at. So it is the thing that I've been pursuing nonstop.
I confirm that. I confirm that because the documentary, we're going to show a clip of it a little bit later. It really works. It's the type of documentary that could easily, I would not be surprised if it was on a big streamer in a year or so, because it is beautifully made and there's a story into it. Stuff happened and you were there to capture it. As a producer, how do you constantly adjust to that? And how do you still make the documentary happen, make the documentary survive the heat and the tornadoes and the rain and all this kind of stuff?
Well, first and foremost, that's a shout out to our cinematographers. I mean, they were the ones that were wearing, garbage bags and walking around in the mud for 2 days in a festival while it was raining and there was a tornado. And, that was actually part of the beautiful experience, was all of us were like in this together and like coming in soaking wet and just being like, but did you see that amazing shot I got of that band? Or
Absolutely.
But yeah, it was challenging because obviously we were filming at night and, you're at all the normal festival elements with the weather. It was challenging to keep the morale up. We were all very tired, but it was such a fun experience as well. And I think once we got there, we were like, wow, not only is Darren a really, really interesting, inspiring man, but so were so many of the people that were putting on the festival. I'd never been behind the scenes quite like that to see how many hundreds of people came together and put on a beautiful concert just so that all of the festival goers could have that magical experience that happens at a music festival.
I'm going to get back to you, Jason, just after I show a short clip. It's an excerpt of the trailer of the documentary, so the viewers are going to understand a little bit more what we're talking about.
Darren wants to do a music festival.
It's electronic dance music. We're going to have several thousand people for sure.
I had never heard EDM music before in my life. Well, if you sit there and listen to it long enough, you'll find yourself starting to move.
It was going to be a huge undertaking.
I hope these people know what they're getting themselves into.
It started raining so early, so hard.
We had a tornado touchdown within 2 miles of this location. Are these conditions safe?
The biggest fail that I could have was to cancel it.
So when you see that, it reminds us of other documentaries. We're going to get back to that. And you mentioned that on your film for submission also. I have one question, Jason, for you. How did you meet Darren? And did he tell you, I'm going to make a music festival out of the blue? And you said, okay, let's make a documentary about it. How did you arrive? How did you show up at the right time in the right place to be able to witness everything happen and being built from scratch?
That's actually a very funny story. Darren invited me out to his property through a mutual friend, and he was looking for somebody to come document basically what was happening at this festival he was approaching. And so I didn't really know him. We'd actually shot something on his property before, but I didn't really meet him. I knew the guy had a little bit of money and he lived on about 2 square miles of property, and he had a bunch of very random and strange things all over there. But I show up and
the sculptures and all the things he builds.
Yeah, he's an artist. He won't tell you that, but he's an artist. And I show up and I talked to the guy about aliens for about 4 hours.
Cool.
I mean, it's a very interesting conversation. And I said, so yeah, you're looking for somebody to shoot this festival. He just wanted coverage of it. He wasn't thinking a documentary. But he slides me the flyer and he goes, yeah, this is the flyer for it. And I said, wow, you booked Zed's Dead. And he goes, yeah, are they any good? And I said, yeah, they're pretty good. They headline some pretty big festivals. And in my head, I thought, oh, this might be another Fire Festival. This thing might implode on this guy, and then I'll make a story about it, and then sell it to Netflix or something. And as we went and journeyed through the event, something very, I don't know, something very
unexpected.
I guess I would say serendipitous happened. As we go through it, I got very confused as to why this, boomer-aged country guy was putting on a festival full of music he had never listened to. And I asked him, I said, why are you doing all this? And he gave me this grand cosmological, long-winded expression of something. And I said, that's not what I was looking for. So let me go talk to your wife. And so I interviewed his wife
to get the truth out of it.
She spilled the beans. And I walked up to him and I said, you have a very, very beautiful story here as to how this came about, how you're involved in it, and why it all exists. Yeah. What it's like to carry so much weight, and will it make you or break you? And that was always kind of the idea, kind of a Rudy story, I guess. And like a Forrest Gump, something where somebody sets out on a journey and
how is he going to overcome all that, and how is he going to get out of it? And he says it in the trailer, he says it in a documentary. It was never an option for him to cancel or to not do it. It was an adventure of making a first edition of a music festival from scratch, followed by your cameras guy and making a documentary out of it. So it was an adventure in the making, the festival in itself, and the documentary also. And you just have to go and watch the documentary. All the movies, all the documentaries, everything we have at the Hollywood Art and Movie Awards is screening from the 28th to 30th of January. So go on XERB and you'll see all the program and the details. And really, it's not Firefest, but you've got that same fighting for Daybreak. The title is great. Fighting for the everyday survival of an event happening, but this time with good people in it. So definitely, it's a documentary we are very happy to have, and we are very happy that we get to have you at the Hollywood Art and Movie Awards. If you want to see more about the Hollywood Art and Movie Awards, all the panels, the interviews, the Q&As we do are going to be on XERB and also on the subscribers page. Everything we did for the past 5 years with the network, the PAMA, the HAMA, and the UK Ballet Film Festival, everything is on a big catalog on XERB, all the masterclass, the interviews, a lot of tips and tricks about filmmaking and how people like Jason and Ashley achieved to make such good content. Everything is there, and we have a lot of exclusive for our subscribers. But right now, my last advice is to go and watch Fighting for Daybreak this weekend at the Hollywood Art and Movie Awards. Jason, Ashley, thank you so much for being with us, and thank you for being part of this edition of the festival.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
See you soon.